she entered. What should I have them do? Natasha wondered. Oh, Nikita, please go. Where can I send them? Yes, go to the yard and fetch me a cock. And you, Misha, bring some oats. A handful of oats, asked Misha with a cheerful readiness. Go quickly, the old man urged him. And you, Fyodor, get me some chalk. On her way past the butler's pantry, she ordered the samovar to be set, though it was not time for tea. Foka, the butler, was the most ill-humored person in the house, and Natasha liked to test her power over him. He did not believe her order and went to find out if the samovar was really wanted. Oh, what a young lady, said Foka, pretending to frown at her. No one in the house sent so many servants running or gave them so much trouble as Natasha. She could not see one without wanting to send him on some errand. It was as if she wanted to try whether any of them would become cross or sulky with her, but no one's orders were so willingly obeyed as hers. What can I do? Where can I go? She wondered, as she walked slowly along the corridor. Natasya Ivanovna, what sort of children shall I have? She asked the buffoon who was coming toward her, dressed in a woman's jacket. Fleas, dragonflies, and grasshoppers, answered the buffoon. Oh Lord, always the same. Oh, where can I go? What am I to do with myself? And with a patter of footsteps, she ran quickly upstairs to see Vogel and his wife, who lived on the top floor. Two governesses were sitting with the Vogels at a table on which were plates of raisins, walnuts, and almonds. The governesses were discussing whether it was cheaper to live in Moscow or Odessa. Natasha sat down, listened to their conversation with a grave, thoughtful air, and then got up again. The island of Madagascar, she said. Madagascar, she repeated, clearly articulating every syllable and without replying to Madame Scouse, who asked her what she was saying. She went out the room. Her brother was also upstairs. With his tutor, he was preparing fireworks to let off that night. Petya, Petya, she called to him, carry me downstairs. Petya ran to her and bent down. She jumped onto his back, her arms clasped around his neck, and he pranced around with her. That's enough. The island of Madagascar, she said, and jumped off his back and went downstairs. Having, as it were reviewed her kingdom, tested her power, and convinced herself that though everyone was submissive, it was dull all the same. Natasha went to the ballroom, took her guitar, sat down with it in the dark corner behind the bookcase, and began to run her fingers over the strings in the bass, picking out a passage, and she recalled from an opera she had heard with Prince Andrei in Petersburg. The sounds that came from her guitar would have no meaning for other listeners, but for her they called up a whole series of memories. She sat behind the bookcase with her eyes fixed on a streak of light that escaped from the pantry door, listening to herself and remembering. She was in the mood for brooding on the past. Sonia passed the pantry with a glass of water in her hand. Natasha glanced up at her, at the crack in the pantry door, and it seemed to her that she remembered the light coming through the crack before, and Sonia passing with a glass in her hand. Yes, it was exactly the same, thought Natasha. Sonia, what is this? She cried, twanging a string. Oh, there you are, said Sonia with a start, and came closer to listen. I don't know. A storm, she said, smiling timidly, afraid of being wrong. Why, that's just how she started. That's just how she came up with that timid smile when this happened before, thought Natasha. And exactly the same way I felt then that there was something lacking in her. No, it's the chorus from The Water Bearer. Listen. And Natasha sang the air of the chorus so that Sonia might catch it. Where are you going? She asked. To change the water in this glass. I was just finishing the design. You always find something to do, but I can't, said Natasha. And where's Nikolenka? Asleep, I believe. Sonia, go and wake him, said Natasha. Tell him I want him to come and sing. She sat a while longer, wondering what could be the meaning of this having happened before, and without solving the problem, or being the least disturbed at not doing so, she again drifted in an imagination to the time when she was with him, and he was looking at her with love in his eyes. Oh, if only he could come quickly. I'm so afraid it will never be. And worst of all, I'm getting old. That's the thing. Soon I shall no longer be what I am now. But perhaps he will come today. Will come at once. Perhaps he has come and is sitting in the drawing room. Perhaps he came yesterday and I have forgotten. She got up, put down the guitar, and went to the drawing room. All the domestic circle, tutors, governesses, and guests were sitting at the tea table, around which the servants were standing. But Prince Andrei was not there, and life was going on as before. "Ah, here she is," said Count Yelovich Andrich, when he saw Natasha come in. "Come and sit by me." But Natasha stayed by her mother, glancing around as though looking for something. "Mamma," she murmured, "give him to me. Give him to me, mamma, quickly, quickly." And again she could hardly repress her sobs. She sat down at the table and listened to the conversation between her elders and Nikolai, who had also come to the table. My God, the same faces, the same talk. Papa holding his cup and blowing it in the same way, thought Natasha, feeling with horror and aversion rising in her for the whole household because they were always the same. After tea, Nikolai, Sonia, and Natasha went to the sitting room to their favorite corner where their most intimate talks always began. And I'm going to leave it off there. Thank you for continuing to watch it. If you don't have to comment, you can. I would love it. You can give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, leave a comment below, subscribe, or keep watching. And I'm going to continue the series. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.